Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the third episode of Dr. Chess, where I try to look at your chess problems, chess illnesses, and try to find a solution to them. So, welcome everyone. Uh, it's been two sessions, and we have had around 5 to 6 chess patients in each of them, people who had various chess issues. And I think it was a pretty those were pretty interesting, intense sessions where I was able to understand what the different problems are and try to suggest some improvements if possible. So, today is going to be a brand new day, and my request to all of you is to join the Chessbase India Discord server that is in the description of this video, and also if the moderators could share the link to that, that would be wonderful. So let me just check here if everything is okay. So this is Chessbase India's Discord server, and this is Dr. Chess over here. There is an appointment lobby. If you can just be here, then there's chance that you can be a part of this session. So how about we get going? There's not much time, every day, every time we have around 1.5 to 2 hours. We should try to do maximum in that. So let me first get into the room of Dr. Chess. We have two people in the room already. Maybe I will ask um, one of them to go out, and let's see. Mate Master. Mate Master is here. Who is Mate Master? Hello?
Hello. Hello.
Hello, hi. Am I looking at
Hi, sir.
Shiv Shom?
Yeah, it's
Hi
me.
Shiv, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, sir.
I would like to tell the viewers that Shiv is a very strong player. Shiv, what's your rating?
It's around 2237. Like it's 2237. It was a bit more, but then I lost some rating.
Okay.
And after that, I didn't get a chance to play because of this lockdown. So,
Tell us a bit about yourself. How old are you, and where do you live?
yeah, like I am 13 years, like I'm 14 years old, and I live in Mumbai.
Hmm.
And like I've been playing chess since like 7 years when I was seven.
Okay.
And like I've been playing a lot of tournaments in Mumbai.
Hmm.
And my first rating was 2148. Like I got it in Spain.
Okay.
It was in 2017. I played a circuit of 40 games,
Okay.
and then like after that, I'm yeah here.
So basically, you are 14 years old, and you're already 2200 approximately. So you're very strong. How can I help you? Do you need any help?
Yeah, like I think one factor which I have a problem is with like my intuition. Like I'm not able to like make decisions quickly, and like because of that, like I'm thinking so much time like into some unnecessary things, which leads to even time pressure and then eventually blundering. Like people will face time pressure, but I think first stage of my time pressure is thinking unnecessarily on a lot of
So
places.
why do you think your intuition is not good?
I don't know, like
You are not able to understand what the move would be in a position.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, let's try to test this. Okay, I will give you one position, and let's see if you can
okay,
how well you can think on those in that position. Okay, so I'm going to set up a position here, and I'm going to share my screen with you. Let's see if that works out. First of all, share screen. By the way, good morning to everyone in the chat. I hope that all of you are going to learn a lot today. And we couldn't have asked for a better guest on the first first day. Can you see it, Shiv?
Watch the screen.
You
I can see some
you
loading.
can't see the screen.
I can see something loading. It was loading and now it's not. I'm not able to see the screen.
Okay. Let me try it again once. Stop streaming. Share your screen. It so happens that with some people it works fine, with some it doesn't. Swap game to continue.
It's written Chess Base India screen and live, but then I can't see any board or stuff.
Okay. Do you have a position? Do you have a chessboard in front of you? Like not a real chessboard, but a
Not actually.
computer chessboard.
Like I can see us. Like I can go on a stream if you want.
Okay, that could be a good idea. All right. So, but there will be a small lag there. But I think we can
Okay, it's
manage it.
okay.
So this is the position that I want you to look at over here.
It
It'll come on the stream.
saw some position.
Yeah, it'll come. Wait. So this one is white to move, and white played the move knight to e5, and this is my game against Gawain Jones. Gawain Jones is a very strong grandmaster,
Yeah,
English
yeah.
GM. Around, he was rated at that point 2647. So my
Okay.
question to you is, what would you play here with black in this position after knight to e5?
Okay, like
So
knight to
you
e5.
need
Like
to
first of all,
think out loud what you are thinking so I can understand.
okay, okay. So knight e5. What is his idea? Is like I think he wants to play bishop d2 maybe, and then like somehow he's trying to crush my knight on a5, and then if he can gets a chance to take on a5, that'll not be good. And then if we move knight b7, also there'll be some kind of knight c6, and that knight is kind of disturbing. And then also then c4. He's trying to just crunch my position.
Yeah.
So this is the threat. Okay, like on candidate moves, I see rook e8 as one, but then rook e8 bishop d2. I don't see how that helps. What else? Maybe knight knight c3, rook b, like knight c3. If rook b2, there can be some knight c4 ideas, and then maybe we can play rook e8 so that after maybe there can be some pinning ideas.
Okay, so knight c3, rook b2.
Maybe
uh,
because rook b4, I think there is knight a2, then rook b2, then we can take and then play something.
mhm.
And I think another idea is f6, like we just sacrifice the knight, sacrifice the pawn, and then after knight d6, rook e8, like we have kind of some initiative because like his knight just went a bit off way, and then like after uh, we have knight c4 coming, and even knight c3. So I think f6 looks the most promising move to me.
Hmm.
So f6, let's say we calculate first,
Okay.
and then like knight g6, rook e8.
Okay.
If rook e8, bishop d2, knight c4, bishop e1, knight a3, and then okay, even c2 is hanging because of the back rank. So if rook e8, then yeah, so bishop d2, then knight c4, and then okay, bishop b4, that is a5. Again, the bishop is falling into some
Mhm.
problems. So okay, if he moves rook f1, then knight c4, and then just pressing him a bit, and then knight c3. If f6 c4, then fe5 cd5. Oh wait, c4 there's knight c3. C4 there's knight c3. So yeah, I think f6 is a good move
Tremendous, tremendous.
according to me.
This is brilliant. F6 is the best move in the position, and in the game I played rook f e8 here, and
Uh
my
huh.
idea was that I wanted to play bishop. When he played bishop d2, I wanted to play f6 with the same point as you. That if knight into g6, I'll go knight c4, and I will have very good play with a3 hanging, d2
Yeah.
hanging, and I didn't see any problems with it. But then when I played f6, like rook e8, bishop d2, f6, my opponent surprised me with the move here after bishop a5, fe5, and c4.
Ah, okay, c4. Yeah,
And this is the difference, like after
very strong move.
if I move the knight now, say to f4 or something, then he goes bishop d2 back, knight d3, rook e3, and somehow I'm not able to stabilize the position. So after c4 I took on a5, he took on d5, but the position was around equal. It was nothing special. Maybe
Yeah.
I was even slightly worse there. So important was, as you rightly pointed out, to begin with f6 on the first move, to give up a pawn, knight g6, and play rook fe8, so that now you have complete control on the squares here. Uh, Actually speaking, I was expecting you, as you said, your intuition being not so good or something, to play something else. But you easily found the move f6, and you solved it very well. I think your intuition is not bad. In general, the moves which
Maybe I'm just like, it's just like I'm just kicking my own self,
yeah, I think it's
because
also possible that you are maybe you'd sometimes make a say f6 move comes to your mind, but during the tournament you don't believe yourself, and
yeah,
then you
maybe
play something like me, like you go rook
some
e8.
kind of
And
tournament
yeah, so
pressure.
so more important is to believe in yourself, and not to unnecessarily be like, okay, I don't want to give up a pawn or something. It might be safer, or maybe you have pressure of playing against lower rated opponents, or maybe you will lose rating or something like this. So don't worry about these things, because sometimes when you get a very high rating, like let's say, what was your rating before 2200, or you got directly 2200?
It was 2150
Yeah, but when
first
you got your
rating.
rating 2150, yeah, so you are already strong,
Yeah.
but when you get a high rating, you're always a little bit worried. Oh, my rating will reduce, my rating will. So that
Yeah.
should not be in your mind. What you should only think of is, how can I become a strong player? Like, you want to become an IM, GM, you are so young, you're so talented. So your aim should be to become one of the best players in the world. So rating of 2200 or 2150 is not such a big achievement for you. Like, you have to go much further. So if you stop worrying about your rating, then even if it comes down to 1800, I've seen a lot of people, they play, they learn, they take risks, and then their rating falls down, and then they are able to rise up again, once again, uh, and then they reach 2300, 2400. So don't worry about your rating, just be focused on chess, how to improve. Yeah.
Okay.
No, and by the way,
Yeah.
to
Thank
all
you
the
so.
viewers, this position
Yeah,
that
for this.
Shiv solved was not at all easy, because it involved understanding that you have to give a pawn up and then play rook e8. Because if you go directly rook e8, bishop d2, now the knight, taking the knight is the threat. So f6 is what I had planned, but then came bishop a5, fe5, and c4, and I couldn't get that blockade on the queen side, which was so important. So, but Shiv was able to get this very instantly. Shiv, I hope that we can get you on stream someday. You're so strong. Maybe we
Yeah,
can once
for
get you
sure.
in the morning stream. You can teach a couple of things to
Sure.
our friends.
Yeah, maybe. I think I need to learn a lot myself. Okay, I can teach some of
some
my stuff
some
to them if
some
you
new
want.
ideas in the opening or some interesting stuff. You are always there, yeah, in the streams. You are watching them.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
very good.
yeah.
And who's your trainer? Who teaches you chess?
Trainer, actually, currently I don't have any trainer because of
Hmm.
lockdown. I mostly self study
Self study.
now.
Very good. Very good. Any books you are reading?
Books I was reading Woodpecker Method recently, and then like I've started these by move series like which shows like the whole career of players like let's say
Yeah.
Alekine,
Yeah.
Capablanca, and even some of the most recent players like even Anand and Carlson have books on
Okay.
them. So yeah, I'm studying some of those books now.
Fantastic. I will recommend one book to you which you may have done already, but
Okay.
if you haven't, it's called Perfect Your Chess. Have you done that?
Yeah, I've
You
done
finished
this.
it.
Yeah, I've done.
And
Yeah.
have you done Practical Chess Defense?
No, I don't think so. I've
S-
done that. Tactical chess
Practical,
defense. Okay,
practical, PRA. Yeah,
practical. No,
Practical Chess
practical. No,
Defense by Jakob Agard. Very
not
nice
done.
book. Please try
Okay.
to do it. It'll help you further in understanding, in trying to improve your defensive skill. So, Practical Chess Defense is one I would recommend for you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll see that book
Okay,
then.
Shiv. Good seeing you.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for the lesson.
Take care.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Yeah. Yeah. Bye. Take care.
That was Shiv Shom, very young and talented boy, just 12 years old, or sorry, 13 years old, already 2200. Great to have him. Okay, who do we have next now? We have Leo Vijayran. I will roles, just patient. Okay. Hello, Leo Vijay. What's your name? I can't hear you. You need to switch on your mic.
Yeah. Can you
Yes,
hear
I
me now?
can hear you now. What's your name?
My name's Shore,
Sorry?
and Leo's my nickname. So
What's your name?
Shore, Shore.
Shaurya.
Yeah,
Shaurya. Oh,
yeah. That's
nice,
correct.
nice. I My brother's son's name is also Shaurya, so I like that name very much. So Shaurya, tell us a bit about
That's
yourself. Where are
nice.
you from, and where do you live?
Uh, I'm from Delhi. I'm currently in my hostel in Ames, Raipur, and like I'm a final final year med student
Where
here.
are you? In which place is your hostel?
Ames, Raipur. Yeah,
Raipur. Okay,
yeah,
okay. And you are in your final year of medicine.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm talking to a doctor here almost, and I'm doing this show called Doctor Chess, and everyone tells me I'm a fraud doctor. Yeah, like I took this name. So finally, I have someone,
I
someone.
that's not right.
So
Yeah, but like, yeah.
Leo, Shaurya, I can see behind you. There's some chess trophy as well. I can see in the background. Yeah, is it true?
That's actually, yeah, a basketball trophy and a chess trophy. I have
So you're
two of
also a basketball
them.
player. Tell us a bit about your chess. Are you a rated player? How good are you?
Yeah, actually, I've only played like one rated tournament, so I don't know if they gave me a rating, but like there I was rated around 1400.
Okay. We can search on FIDE, right?
Yeah.
Did you check on FIDE?
Yeah, no, I searched like they didn't show up, but like I'm rated in like the Delhi rating system. I'm around 14
Okay.
1500. So
Okay. Good. Good. So you are
yeah.
around 14, 1500, and you're playing chess since how many years now?
I started in second year of college, so two
Oh,
years,
just
two
two
and a
and a
half
half
years.
years.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And tell us about bit about what issues you are facing. Can I help you in some way to become better?
Yeah, the thing is, I don't know how to, basically study. Like, I started on this book, like Attack with Mikhail Tal, and I set up a board, and then I don't know how to go about it. So basically, I've been playing on intuition only till now, and yeah, I don't know how to progress. Like, I've been doing puzzles and I've done a lot of end games, but in the beginning, I don't know how to
Do you
progress with
have
that.
that book with you of Mikhail Tal?
I have a PDF.
Okay,
It's like I have it on
can
my
you tell me? Okay, can you
yeah.
tell me one game that? Okay, let's wait for that. I'll try to share my screen.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Very difficult. I don't know why I can't play it. Uh-huh. Maybe I should go outside the room once and then try it again. Let's see if that works. So let me go somewhere here. Let's play and you Shaurya, you can stay in the room. I will just go outside and come back in. Maybe then the share screen may work. Okay. So let me go back to Dr. Chess and disconnect Sumit from here. Okay. And share screen. Now let's see if that works. Because I think sharing screen could. Uh, no, it doesn't work here. Somehow, I don't know what is.
I can watch the stream, I guess. Then I can mute the stream and watch it.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
would be a small lag, but okay, we can try that. You are on your phone somehow?
No, I'm on my laptop right now.
Okay, okay. Okay, so what I would recommend you to do is how can I
Yeah.
share my screen? I'm just trying to think as to okay, we can look if you can see the stream that would be nice. So
Yeah. I'll go there.
what I usually do is I will find a game like this. I'll go to mega database. I'll go to players and I will say Tal, Mikhail Tal. Let's look at any one of his games. We can go around 1960s when he became a world champion. So somewhere around
Yeah.
here, let's look at this one. Okay. Uh, Second, let's see one where Tal is white. Ustinov. Okay. So there is this game in front of me. I don't know if you can see it already on the screen stream.
Yeah. I can
So
see it.
so I found a game of Tal, and basically what what I can what I do usually is now I'm white. Let's say put myself in Tal's shoes. Okay, and this is something that has helped me tremendously. I didn't do it with Tal's games as such. I have done a few of Tal's games, but majorly with Smyslow because I really like positional chess. So if you see here, I I put I have chess base 15. I think you should also get that if you want to seriously work on chess. And then you can
Yeah.
click on replay training here and say that you are white. Now there are two ways to do it. Replay training is a new feature recently introduced where you get points for your moves and stuff like that. But what I usually use
Okay.
is just this watch function. So now I'm white and I can't see the moves basically on the right. So I will guess the moves. So for example, Tal always goes e4. So I will say e4, and then I will make the opponent's move. And what I'll do is I'll keep a book next to me and I'll write e4. It's as if I have a chessboard in front of me, a real chess set, a book, and then I have the laptop where the moves are. So in general,
Yeah.
I will play the move e4 thinking that I'm tal. I'll write down that move, and then I will check what tal played, and then if it's the right move, I'll give a tick. Then his opponent plays c5. So next move, I'll play knight to f3. Now I'll write down knight f3 on the book. I'll play it on the board, and then I'll check on the computer and I'll say, okay, tal played this, and I'll tick. So if I continue doing this for the entire game, what I'm actually doing is I'm playing a tournament like game facing a player, let's say Ustinov here, who would be a strong player, but I'm also thinking like Tal. And after the game ends, let's say if there are around 50 moves or so, you must check how many you got right, as compared to Mikhail Tal. And sometimes it's quite possible that the move you made was different from Tal could be better than him. But most of the times, because he's such a great player, you will be worse than him. Like so.
Yeah. Obviously.
So the question is, why did you get it wrong every time? Sorry, I'll just bring your video on the
Okay.
screen. And then uh, if you do this, if you continue doing this regularly, you will see a lot of improvement in you. For example, here, d4, cd4, knight d4. Let's run through a few opening moves here. And now this position, after a6, we'll wait till you catch up on the stream, to this position.
Yeah.
And then try to think about what would Tal play here. What is the move that you would play in this position? And then we will discuss that. Okay, meanwhile,
I think we can think about B4 maybe, and another would be central attack with
center at e5.
E5.
Okay,
Uh,
possible. Two options mentioned by you. um Anything else that comes to your mind?
um,
Try to think of candidate moves, try to think of all the possibilities. And so the ideal would be to put the board in front of you, to think as if it's your game. The main thing which people lack when they are practicing is to have that same intensity which they would have in the tournament. And when you can't
yeah, yeah,
practice the same way at home, then whenever you go to a tournament, you are like unprepared, because at home you have been practicing like relaxing on the bed, sleeping, having some food next to you, and stuff like that. Sometimes some people even play the music, or watching a movie. So all of these things should be avoided. Even if you can't practice for 4 to 5 hours, if you can just do it for 2 hours or 1 hour, but with full intensity, this will be much more useful. So have a chess set with you and set up this position, and then try to think, okay, if I'm playing the Delhi Open, it's the last round, and the first prize is at stake, and I can win 4 lakh rupees.
yeah.
And that's going to be really important for me. Now what will I play? And suddenly you start thinking really much differently than what you would do if you are just doing it for fun. So any other suggestions that you have?
Uh, Maybe F5. Then if he takes, then or bring a rook up maybe.
F5 or bring the rook up. um, Usually in such positions, I think white is not yet ready to do something concrete, because a few of his pieces are not in the most ideal position. So if you had to bring some of the pieces
Yeah.
into the game, what would you do?
Rook
Yes, that's a
AD1.
very logical move, rook a d1. And apart from that, is there any other move that you think?
Okay, so we're trying what basically white is trying to do is attack on the
Yes.
king side, right? So we can move our bishop to d3 and then bring the knight in from there.
Bishop d3, knight e2. Yeah, somehow that way. Okay, and
Yeah,
one more idea could be bishop d3, and instead of putting the rook on d1, to actually put it on e1, because then it's like,
yeah, because that file will
yeah,
open up. Yeah, support
you
the
can
pawn.
then push.
Yeah,
And so then once you any so you have to choose one move and you have to write it down. Not say, okay, I feel
oh,
rook d1 is good, bd3 is good, rook e1 is good, all these moves, and then you choose nothing, because that's indecisiveness which will cost you during your games. So
yeah,
uh, you must come up with one move. What is your move?
yeah. Bishop d3, then rook e1. I think bishop d3 he plays. What does he play? He's attacking on the queen side, so yeah, that's where I kind of get like I don't know what he'll
it's
play in
it's
this
um,
position, right?
it's interesting because here, if you look at it, after bishop d3, he will not play a move like b5, because b5 would then close his
Yeah,
queen on a5. The queen would become very passive. Also, he has no
yeah,
real ideas with b5. So the main thing he will do is put rook c8 or rook d8 or rook e8. He will move his rooks to some better squares. Also, because there is
yeah,
pressure down g7, he may also think of playing a move like g6 perhaps. But but for you it
yeah.
becomes clear that bishop d3 is a decent move, so you write it down and then you check what Mikhail Tal played, and you see, okay, he played rook a e1 first, because his plan is that he doesn't want I mean, he plays rook a e1 and he waits for some time what opponent will do, and e4 is not hanging, like knight into e4 loses to queen g7 mate. There is a mate on g7. So rook a e1,
Yeah.
and opponent plays rook a e8, and now once again it's your move. So the rook from a1 came to e1. Black played his rook from a8 to e8. What would you play now?
Okay. Uh, bishop d3, then
Yeah.
e5.
So in the game he played king h1. So you realize that, okay, bishop
Yeah,
bishop
saving. Yeah,
d3
okay.
is a good move, but there are some issues. Now try to understand why Tal, this is the part where it gets tricky. Why did Mikhail Tal play instead of bishop d3 king h1? Let's try to understand his psychology here, because that's how you will improve. Your mind says bishop d3 is the most natural move, but Mikhail Tal says no, you I want to play king h1. So can you think of the reason why he would do that?
Yeah, because he's safeguarding his king basically, so that there's no attack from the open diagonal
Okay,
there.
and can you be a little bit more concrete here? Like, what move wise, is there anything that creates some issues?
Okay. So if I play bishop d3, he can straight up open his bishop onto that diagonal with d5.
Yeah, d5, but then what will white play to d5 after? Yes,
E5
e5.
looks like a valid
Mm-hmm.
option, and then we have that diagonal. So
Also, I believe e into d5 would be a pretty dangerous move to face,
yeah, giving
because you can't take with
yeah,
the knight.
yeah,
G7 is hanging, is a mate here. So that's the
yeah.
reason why maybe d5 is not the best.
So yeah.
Is there any other move that you can think of after bishop d3 for black? He brought his rook to e8. So he has certain ideas in his mind.
Okay, so he also wants to
Very good.
push e5.
So now you think e5,
Yeah,
and in this position, if white takes f into e5, after bishop d3, e5, f into e5,
yeah,
d into e5, now you
yeah,
have to think what. Say, suppose if you move your bishop back, then that's already a victory for black, because he could control the center and
yeah.
get his
Because
pawn up. So you must take the pawn.
yeah, now bishop
Yeah,
is
so
pretty
would you
passive.
take with the queen
So
or would you take with the bishop?
queen takes looks very scary because there's a discovered
I want you
attack,
to
but
improve on one thing, Shaurya. One thing is, try to come out of being general. Like, let's assume that some patient comes to you as a doctor with a
yeah,
cough, okay, cough and fever. There you can be general. You can be like, hey, take rest, take this medicine, because you realize that his health is, although a bit bad, it's not critical. But in chess
yeah,
terms, there will be positions where you can do this kind of thinking where, okay, I'm afraid of discovered check and so on. But if suppose today a patient comes to you very critical, has been hit in an accident, a lot of blood loss, you're not going to say, hey, this is, take care of him, give him something, make him rest. You will be like, I need exactly this medicine to give him, I need to put him up on these things and all. You are very specific because it's very critical. Same
yeah.
way here, if queen into e5, things are getting very serious.
Then
You cannot just say, hey, I'm afraid of some discovered check, because there, what discovered check? Are you going to move your bishop somewhere and then your queen on a5 is hanging? So to try to look at the specific moves after queen into e5.
yeah, for example, bishop c5 here, then the queen is hanging
Yes,
there.
but bishop
So
c5 has a problem. What is the problem? If you play bishop c5, yeah,
okay, queen takes. Yeah,
absolutely.
queen takes. Yeah,
Exactly.
you
So
lose
now
a
you
piece.
realize that there are not too many options. You have to be very specific. What is it
Yeah,
after queen into e5?
yeah. So uh,
We have Grandmaster Abhijit Gupta
we,
in the house who suggests the move e5. Abhijit, welcome to the show. Yeah. So here, what is the problem, Shaurya? You are actually,
I
white is losing a piece here.
really okay. Queen takes, then check. Yeah, okay. Queen takes
e5,
e5.
bishop c5 check, king h1, and rook into
Yeah,
e5
and
to
then
win a piece. So you
yeah,
realize that
then
actually
the
it was
piece.
very specific. It was not like, hey, I'm afraid of some discovered attack or something like this. It was like, after he takes, you
Yeah,
take, and bishop takes check, and you win the bishop.
with
And
the
there
check.
you see, okay, king on g1,
Yeah,
already some problems. So you don't stop here. You think, instead of queen into e5,
yeah,
what if he plays with white bishop into e5? This move, because now it's a little bit more
yeah.
complex here, because he's taken with the bishop. How do you continue?
If he takes with the bishop, then we could just take, take. Yeah, that doesn't work.
So you would love to play queen into e5, queen into e5, bishop c5 check and win the queen,
Yeah,
but he takes the bishop.
but then he just
Absolutely.
takes the bishop, right? We just
So
take the
now
bishop.
I like this. You're getting more specific. You're not just saying, hey, look, there's some kind of a discovered attack. I'm a little bit nervous. You need to be
Yeah.
specific.
So can I don't know what we would do
Yeah,
in this
but this is
position.
what you need to think. You need to understand that is this the end? Is has white won a pawn, or there is something you have more? Look at checks, captures, and threats. Always very useful, even in the most basic
Yeah.
position.
Okay, bishop c5 check, king h1. Then we can't take the bishop because the queen is protecting it. But then there's also a mate threat if the rook the knight moves. So maybe knight h5, removing the queen from
Very
the defense
interesting.
of the
Very
bishop.
interesting. What will white do now after knight h5?
White
One second.
obviously he try to protect his queen, so threaten the knight with queen
Yeah,
g4
but queen
maybe,
g4. What is the
maintaining the
problem with queen
pressure.
g4?
Is the queen getting trapped there? No, no, no. No, we have the with threatening the knight, and okay, then he moves back and then back and forth.
No, no.
Yeah, I think
Once you took bishop
not back.
e5, knight h5, if queen g4, don't you see the bishop on e5 is hanging?
Ah, yes, yes, that is there. So yeah, so like where can we move the queen to protect the bishop as well? We
So
can't move
that's
it
why bishop
anywhere,
into
right?
e5 is a mistake. So basically
Yeah,
now you begin to understand the subtle nature of the move king h1.
yeah, that
Instead
was
of bishop d3,
amazing.
Tal played the move king h1, and many times we just discount moves. Like any top player plays a move like king h1, we're like, "अरे किया रहेगा कुछ तो उसके दिमाग में रहेगा. He must be thinking something. That's why he made this move." But actually, if you think deeper, no grandmaster or no strong player is going to make any moves without thought. At least in a serious game, they are always going to put some thought, and your aim should always be to understand what they are thinking when you see that game. So now you understand that even this one move took you around 10 minutes to understand. So imagine if you are going to look a game of say
Yeah,
30 moves, it may take you nearly 4 to 5 hours to look through that game. But just
yeah,
imagine how strong as a player you become every time. You're going to calculate, you're going to understand, and when you don't understand, you can always ask some strong players whom you might know some strong who have friends who are stronger than you, or now chess titled players are so easy to access. You can reach out to them. They
yeah.
have
That's
this chess doctor program. In the chat you have many strong players. So you can, in this way, your chess improvement can happen if you are just inquisitive and ready to work hard. Yeah.
yeah. Thanks, all. Thanks a lot, man.
Well,
Like it's been
the
great.
one thing which I used to do just like you was, I used to take a book and I used to see through games, and I used to see through it, and then it would be like I would finish it and have not learned much. And then slowly I realized that actually quantity is less important than quality. If I can, at least
And
at the
quality.
start, once you become a strong player, then maybe quantity becomes more important because you already understand. Like for me, king h1 move, I can quickly try to see all the tactics which are there in the position. That is true for strong players. But when you are still improving, you need to understand. Now next time someone plays king h1, you will quickly understand, oh, knight h5 could come at the end, bishop c5 check could come at. So you see these patterns are developing. And and if you want to become a good
Yeah,
attacking player, then I think Mikhail Tal is a good player to emulate. Just that his moves sometimes are too difficult to decode. So I would recommend also Alexander Alekhine to you to look at his games. uh,
okay.
Tal is like, sometimes he makes moves which even very strong players would be fail to decode. So but Alekhine was more
Yeah,
precise, he was aggressive, and Kasparov also used to was the first player he studied was Alekhine. So maybe it's a good place to begin.
So Alekine's game
Just
where
yeah,
so chess
just
based
get
itself, right?
chessbase mega
Yeah, okay.
database,
Yeah,
open
I'll get
any
that.
game of Alekhine, and you don't need to learn something from the book or so. Just try to learn on your own. Or one other thing is there is a book called Alekhine's Best Games by Alekhine himself. So what I would do is I would check the game's name.
Okay.
Okay, it's been played against Capablanca in 1920 or something, and then I will go to chessbase, open that game without any comments, and do this entire exercise, finish it, and then open the book and then look through the comments and then learn more. I am not trying to just look through the comments at first because I wouldn't understand that.
Yeah, look through the moves first, then go on as the yeah. That's
Yeah,
that's great
yeah,
advice.
yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks, Shaurya, for joining in, and I hope that you become a doctor soon and also a strong player, and then come back on Doctor Chess. It'll be
Yeah,
like
yeah.
then I
Thank you.
can have a true doctor on Doctor Chess. Okay,
Yeah,
bye.
that's that. Okay, bye.
Okay, fantastic. Who I think let's see, let's get the next person on the stream, that is COVID. By the way, in the chat, Abhijit, thank you so much. I think Abhijit, there was also one thing, like he mentioned a one move extra here, which was rook to f5, and that's how GMs think. They always look one move ahead. So in this position, bishop c6, queen g3, a3, he suggested that bishop d3, um, e5 takes. Hey, hello, who is it? COVID, can you switch off your stream volume? It's echoing.
Yeah, my
No,
stream
YouTube, can
switched
you
off.
switch it off?
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
it switched off.
okay, the main issue is my sound is echoing what I'm saying right now. Do you have earphones?
I can hear
Yeah,
you.
it's
Is it
better,
better
but
now?
whenever I speak, my voice is echoing. But now it's not. Now it's not. It's okay. I think you changed something. Good. Just give me a second. I'll be with you. Give me a second. So fe5, and here after de, bishop e5, knight h5. Abhijit went one step forward and he suggested the move rook f5, and then he went for knight f6, which is very good. I also think queen d4 check followed by knight f6 is also winning. So yeah, that's how it is. Okay, so we are here with COVID. What's your name?
My name is Erythro.
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 And second name, is it, what's the second name?
Oh,
Hey,
AICH.
Erythro
That's right.
H. Aren't you the painter
Yeah.
and the sketcher?
Yeah, yeah.
Fantastic. I would like to
Yes.
show you guys who are there in right now watching what Erythro recently made. Um, it was on Instagram. Let me just show you what a talented artist he is. On Chessbase India's Instagram, we had posted it a few days ago. Yeah, this is the one of Vidit Gujarati that Erythro made. What a beautiful painting, and he is tremendously talented. This is his Instagram profile, which is Dead Man Drawing. Oh my god. What is this art form called, Erythro? Where you do it with this pen and all these.
I usually do scribble art. I am not trained in sketches, so I usually follow other big artists.
Ah, okay. One second, I'll just turn up your sound because you're speaking a little softly. So you do this is known as scribble art.
I also do ballpoint
Okay,
pen and
fantastic.
the script.
But we will learn something about this from you some other day. Today you are on Dr. Chess, so tell us a bit about yourself, your chess strength. When did you begin learning chess, and how good are you?
So I used to play chess back in school. Currently, I am doing my PhD in astrophysics, but I used to do play chess when I was in school. But there were a couple of grandmasters from
Couple
my
of
school,
grandmasters. Wow, Diptyan
Dipta and
Ghosh and
Ghosh. I think another guy was a bit senior from. I just don't remember the name. So I never used to play in
which
the
school
team,
were you
like the
in?
top team. So I dropped. I mean, I did not play chess for a long time. Then I again picked it up from the last 1 year or so.
Which school? Which school were you in? Such a school which has produced such strong players. South Point. Yeah, yeah,
South
I
Point
know
High
it's a
School.
very strong school from chess point of view, and also Kolkata is booming with chess culture. So Erythro, do you have a rating?
I don't like. I play on online usually. So on live chess, I'm around 1900, but on chess.com, I'm
Okay,
around 1800.
1800. Fantastic. So tell me, what is it that you are suffering from in chess? Is Can I help you in any way to become better?
Yes, sure. First of all, thank you for all doing all these streams. It's really helpful and a lot of stress during these times, and it's really
Wonderful.
helping all of us. So one thing I want to talk about is I tend to give up pieces very easily. Like when I'm attacking, I just don't care much about material and and if the attack doesn't materialize, it goes to the end game and I lose because I
Okay.
have less.
So you have a problem that when you are attacking, you are unable to take the attack to its logical conclusion, and you often just sacrifice the piece and without thought, and then you lose the game.
Yeah, more often than not, I usually lose like couple of pawns or even a piece, and think that yeah, probably there is a checkmate, and think like, and that's why it just doesn't. If it doesn't materialize, the end
Okay.
game falls.
So how about trying to solve something with me and trying to get rid of this
Yeah,
problem?
sure.
Should we? At least we understand what is the
Yes, yes.
problem, and then we try to see how quickly we can get rid of it. Let me see if the screen share works this time. It hasn't worked on the first two occasions they have been watching it from the stream, but let's see if this works. Didn't work. No, maybe something's wrong at my end, I don't know. Oops, I just disconnected. I should get back into the room. Yeah, something would be wrong at my end. I don't know how is it that every time I try to share the screen something goes wrong. Okay, let me see if I can do this. You can see my screen.
I can. It just says watch.
Yeah, and
It doesn't
it's
show any.
for me it's like some kind of a disco. It's flickering. um okay. Yeah, I
I
think
can
that
go
would be
on
the
the
best.
stream
I'll
and
just try it one last time with my entire screen if it works. Otherwise, you can go on the screen on the stream and have a look at it. Yeah, this doesn't seem to work. This doesn't seem to work. Okay. Um. Okay. So also, Arithro, what you could do at some point later is share some games with me that you have played which ended up badly like this. But before that, I will give you a position which was my game against David
yeah.
Mirzoyan. Okay, and this is the game over here, and I'll get you on screen as well. Just a second. Yeah. So this is the game. Your task is to find what should white do here. Okay. In this position. So I'll get your face here.
Yeah.
Stop streaming. It didn't go well. I'll try to figure out this screen sharing thing soon.
So
Okay, now for Erythro. I think Erythro, your video you need to.
the first temptation is
I think your internet is some issues there. Okay, you're back.
I can
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
the stream. My first temptation is to take on take on my bishop on
Okay,
h6, like
okay.
opening up in front of the king.
Go on, go on. Let's calculate.
So if bishop takes on h6, pawn takes on 6,
Yeah.
g cross h6, and so I queen cross h6.
Okay.
He'll
So
probably
what Aritra is saying is bishop h6,
try
g
to
h6,
defend.
queen h6. Okay. And now there is a mate on h7. Let's continue. Continue your calculation. Give me a move. Uh, tell me when
So
you,
I
let's
think
say, assume this is your game. You are playing in South Point High selection, team selection when you were as a kid. And you need to win this game in order to get selected with other GMs in your team. So what how long would you calculate and what would you do before taking on h6? Would you go for it? Would you not go for it? Tell me. We are going to listen to you. What you are going to think.
I, yeah, I'll trade. So if I take like bishop takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, queen takes pawn, and defend it with knight
Mm-hmm.
g5, so preventing me from going to.
Don't read the comments, yeah, Aritra, because in the comments we have some strong players who are already giving answers. So try to focus on the video.
Yeah, yeah, sure. So I don't know, after knight g5, I don't know. Okay, 5. Maybe we can attack the knight. Okay, maybe we can play that the knight moves.
Yeah, go on, go on. I'm listening to you. It's basically your mind with yourself now. What will you play? What will your opponent play? How you continue?
So f4 and okay, if I play f4, then they'll play f5 so that it cuts off the diagonal from the bishop. Oh no, then I can go bishop to d5 and check him. So probably would go rook to b5 attacking the knight, but again he can play uh, f5 blocking the.
Yeah, go on, go on.
Okay, so say I play, I'll just calculate. So rook to
So to
b5,
start off
he
with
plays
it,
f5,
bishop
blocking
h6,
the.
g h6, queen h6. You went knight g5, threatening the bishop and also controlling
Yes,
h7.
and
So these two, and then you are thinking of rook b5.
yeah, So he will take the
He will
bishop. That
take the bishop. Then
doesn't work. Takes the bishop. What about? So once knight goes to g5, I'm not sure how to move to g5. It is attacking the
yeah,
bishop, so I have to move the bishop maybe. But moving the bishop takes the attack.
it's
Even
slow. Yeah, then you slow down a bit because you have to move the bishop. Once you have to move the bishop, your attack slows down by a move, and then maybe he goes something like f6 or queen. He tries to bring the queen in. It may or maybe play f5.
yes, I mean I was also thinking of bringing the
Hmm.
rook over to the h file so that I
Hmm.
can mate him on the h file after he takes the
Okay.
bishop by the knight. But the h file is guarded by the bishop.
So you mean to say the h3 square is controlled by the bishop here? That's why it doesn't work.
Yes, the h3 square is controlled by the bishop, so I cannot bring the rook over and try to. Um, so after knight takes bishop, I cannot even the g3 square is
Yeah.
not available.
You
I
see,
am
you see,
seeing how.
Aritra, this is your problem. Yeah, you are getting confused in the variations. You are not able to understand what to do. You sacrificed a bishop, and then you are not able to follow it up. And this is a very common problem. So think carefully, and then I will explain to you so that you can understand and you can improve. Okay, so try to think more. Bishop h6, g h6, queen h6. Now look at black's options. Try to go knight g5. Try to see if you can break this down. If you can't, then we'll discuss. Okay. Harjaap Singh, thank you so much for your contribution. He says you are doing a service to us all, sir. It's great to learn like this. Hope it was more than once a week. Thank you so much for doing this. And there was one more super chat, Prathamesh Mahajan, who says,
Um,
Sagar, your voice is very less compared to the Discord output. I hope, Prathamesh, now it's fixed. I tried to improve that sound. Okay. Aritra was like, I came on this stream for
maybe I can take the bishop back to d3 so that I can keep the bishop and
yes,
still
yes.
keep the pressure. But
Yeah,
that's a
yeah,
passive
it's
move. It's
possible.
not
It's
attacking.
possible. But then you need to look at what are black's defensive options. How does black defend after bishop d3?
Yeah, it could actually move. Yeah, it could actually move
Very good. F5. So now you're
f5.
looking at defensive options as well. And if given time, black will play queen e7, queen g7, trying to defend everything.
Yeah.
But such positions are very specific,
Mhm.
it's like every move is so critical. You can't play on general terms. You can't be like, oh, I don't feel so good here, my bishop, it's hanging, I want to move it somewhere. Where? d3, c2? Do you want to go to some other square? Do you want to play h4? Do you want to play f4? You need to be very specific, move to move.
Yeah, I don't want to go d3 because d3, first of all, even when he plays f5, I lose the opportunity to check him going
Yes.
to bishop d5.
So
So
bishop h6, g h6, queen h6, knight g5. If you go to d3, there is no check here in this diagonal once he plays f5. Right, got it. So Aritra, what will you play? Will you take the pawn on h6 or not?
I think we have to set up something before I take the pawn
You
on
have to
f6.
improve your position.
That gives him time to.
But wouldn't that give black time to defend himself with, say, a move like queen f6
Yes,
perhaps, or maybe knight g5 perhaps?
I think it's better to take first. And yeah, I mean, I think it's okay up till queen takes pawn,
Well,
but
it's
after
not
that, I'm
okay
still
up till queen
thinking
takes
of
pawn if you are not able to
variation.
find a continuation. This is the thing. You tell me that every time I sacrifice and then I don't, find a follow up, I lose the game. It's because of this attitude where you say it looks fine, but it's not. It look is not enough in attacking positions. You need to make it work. It has to be precise. So after queen into h6, black has basically how many defenses according to you? There's a mate coming up on h7. How many defenses does black have?
One one is
Very good.
knight to
Very
g5,
good.
another is f5. Also, he can exchange his queens so that no, he cannot exchange. I think those are the two
Why
options.
can't he exchange queens? You mean queen g5, yeah? Because of queen h. Yeah, it's a mate on
No,
h7.
it
So
will be
two
mate. No,
options, knight g5, f5. What about rook e8?
rook rook e8 is so I can go
Okay.
bishop to h7 check. So the king has only
Yeah.
one square to go to, that is h8. So I come back to
Yeah.
with
Very good.
bishop to g6, and it goes back, and
King
queen
f8.
to h7 mate. King king no, I mean, so once bishop goes to h7, the
Yeah, yeah,
f8
no.
square is guarded
King
by the
h8,
queen, right?
bg6, king g8, queen h7, and now I'm going king f8 because rook was moved to e8, no, on the first move.
Oh yeah. Yeah, then I can take on
Yes,
the
but you
square
should tell me this.
f7,
In your mind, rook was on f8,
and
so you
yeah,
should keep all the pieces clearly in your mind. Okay, it's like I don't know when you are making an art form, and when you start sketching with your pen. Do you already think of how the picture will look at the end of it, or you just do it all individually? Like you do the eye, you do the nose, you have the final vision, right, what you want to achieve. So in a way, when you are
yes.
also attacking, you should be able to understand that okay, this is what the position is like, the rook is there on e8, this is where I want to checkmate him, and there should be no mistake in where the pieces are in your head. Now so rook e8 is refuted. So we go to the
Right.
next move, which is f5. If black plays the move f5, how would you continue as white?
Um, f5. The two options that come to mind are bishop goes to d5, but attacking knight twice, pinning the knight, but it
How?
can easily be defended by rook to e8, or even
No, look at more active
queen to
moves.
e7.
Whenever you are looking for defenders moves, look at more active possibilities. If bishop d5, what will black do?
Mm, yeah, black might
How?
exchange queens.
No, but
Queen
queen
goes
g5, queen
to
into g5. The
g5.
knight is pinned.
Oh no, queen goes to g5. Yeah, yeah. So knight is pinned. Go to. I'm sorry. What active move in the sense
Yeah, it has to
it has to
defend a knight.
defend the
So
knight,
queen
right? There are
e7 and
two.
rook
There
e8
has
are
to be
kind
two
of
defenders.
passive because they create no threats. If you can defend and also create a threat, that is the best move.
Okay. How about queen goes
Absolutely. Queen
to
f6 is such a
f6?
strong move. It not only defends the knight, it also puts a question to white's queen on h6, and suddenly the attack is just fizzling out. You don't have any more pieces to attack.
Yes. So I am thinking of going take the rook out, rook RB rook, and try to attack. Go to the g5. So rook b3. Uh,
So rook b3.
I mean, in this at
Yeah,
this
yeah. I
point
played
when
rook
the bishop
b3.
is hanging.
I
So if
and
I go rook b3, so if it takes the bishop, then it's rook to g3
Yeah.
check.
Go on. Go on. Chess is not
If it
easy.
takes the
Just a
bishop,
check is not checkmate. If he goes king f7 now,
yes. So then I go to queen to
queen h7.
h7,
Okay.
queen to h7 check, or maybe no. Oh yeah. So sorry. So the so the king moves to f7. So queen to g6 check,
Queen g6. Okay.
or
Queen
maybe no.
g6. He will go king e7. You see, attacking chess is very difficult because whenever you're trying to attack like this, the king begins to run away. And that's where you need to be very, very steady with your thought process. So, what Erythro you need to do is when your opponent played the pawn to f5, and now you realize, okay, if I bring my rook up, the king starts running. Can I improve something somewhere? Can I make his king go to some place where you know he doesn't run away? I box him in. Can you do that?
Um, so if I go to
It's a small finesse. It's a small finesse.
okay, yeah. So I can go
Okay.
queen to g6 right now. So the king has
No, it
only
has
one
two
move.
moves. King has one move, but black has two moves.
Yeah. Otherwise, you can defend with the
Yes.
knight. Knight goes to g7, but then I can go bishop to
Yeah.
d5 check, and it cannot defend with the
Yeah.
bishop because I can take the bishop. So
Yeah.
it brings the rook. I can take the rook too. So the only one defense it has is probably
Yeah.
king goes to h8,
No, no, don't bring
and
the
then I
rook.
bring the
Mate him
rook.
with in one move.
Now bishop goes there. So now first bishop, black
No, no.
bishop
You
comes
said
to
bishop d5
e6.
check, king h8, and you said I want to bring the rook. But instead of bringing the rook,
Yeah, now I
yeah, but
want to
rook
bring the rook. So
b3 is
rb3.
maybe winning. I don't know, but you have mate in one.
Oh yeah, now I can just bring the queen
Yeah,
to
absolutely. Checkmate.
h6.
That's checkmate.
He has no.
So in a way, bishop d5 check, knight g7 doesn't work. So after queen g6, queen g6 check. So basically we have f5, queen g6, king h8 is the only move. Now how do you continue?
Now I want to bring the rook, rook b3 to rook
Rook b3,
h,
and now look if black has any defenses here after
rook
rook b3.
h3. Mm, he has to probably sacrifice the his. No, I don't think so.
You think
You have any?
I
I think rook h3. I think he cannot stop rook h3.
if you cannot find opponent's defenses, you can never be a good attacker. If you can't find opponent's defenses, they will always surprise you.
I think the only defense. Yeah, I mean he can go knight to f4.
Okay.
Attacking both the queen and also covering up for the square
Okay,
on
knight
the
f4.
h3.
Yeah, knight f4. Go on.
Am I
What
audible?
should white do then?
So I yeah. So so I should check the queen and also attack the knight on f4. So queen goes
Absolutely.
to h6, and the queen has
King
only one
g8.
square to
Yeah.
go to. Or yeah, king g8. Then I check with the bishop. So I go bishop d5. If the knight takes bishop, then
No, no, no. Look,
pawn
look, look.
takes
Knight
knight
takes d5. Try
on
to
d5.
checkmate him. Try to checkmate. Why did the knight come to f4? Remember? It wanted to stop a check on h3.
Oh yeah, right. So I can just go. So if the knight goes to d5, mate. So
No. Rook
rook goes
g3, king
to
f7. He's
g3,
running away. Don't
checking
make
him.
him. Box him in. Whenever you get a chance to box your opponent's king, box him in. After knight into d5.
Okay, yeah. I got it.
Very
So the
good.
queen goes to
Excellent.
d6 and then
Excellent.
rook goes
So
to h.
knight f4 move is refuted. But knight f4, any other defense apart from knight f4? When you go rook b3, is there any other defense apart from knight f4?
The queen can come over h h
Very good. Queen
to
h4. What
defend
will white do?
the. But he'll just, he'll just bring the rook over
Do
to
you think
h3.
rook h3 is a good move? What is the problem after rook h3? Yeah,
Can
yeah,
we
it will
just go
come.
back
It
to
will
the
come.
position? I mean, the stream
I
is
know, I
lagging,
know. It
so
will come in a second. In a few seconds, you will get the position. I have made the moves. Queen h4, rook h3. What is the problem here? Now you can see
again he can go. Yes. Again he can go to knight
But knight f4,
f4,
rook h4 is a check.
right? I don't see a checkmate like this. It's a defense. So if we can go mm, queen take. Oh, oh, he can just move his rook
You
on
remember
here.
there is something known as a pin in chess. And here white has pinned the queen. So here white is pinning the queen against the king.
Queen.
But now black can do it to white.
Yes.
Look at some sacrifices. Look at if he can sacrifice something here.
Um. Let's. If he goes. He has to stop me from taking the queen.
See, Aritra, this is the thing. You are not looking at opponent's
And
possibilities very carefully. Look at them very carefully. Think as if you are black here. Think that your queen is hanging, your king is getting checkmated. How can you save yourself?
just take the rook.
Yeah,
So the
and
queen takes rook on h3.
gh3.
And then you
Very
can just
good,
bring
very
over the
good.
rook and pin my queen. So
This you
you can
should
bring the
spot
rook over to
immediately. This
g8.
is the thing. Now you are losing as white because you're pieced down. This is what happens to you in the games, right? You are unable to look at opponent's defenses. This is the
Yes.
problem. You are not bad at attacking. You're just not good at looking at opponent's possibilities.
Right.
So here,
So queen is a
que-
queen to, yeah,
yes, so rook
queen to
b3
h4 is
comes
a good
becomes a
defense.
bad move actually. Rook b3 is not a good move. Yeah, and ng5 is also winning instead of rook h. Queen h4, ng5 is also strong, but here instead of rook b3, the better move, and I'm going to show it to you right now, is bishop into b7. After f5, queen g6, king h8, you take the pawn on b7. So now the rook is hanging on a8, and if black takes bishop b7, then you go rook
Yes.
b7. uh, you can first give a check on h6, king g8, and now queen into e6 check first, take the knight, and then rook into b7. So if you get it clear here, I'm going to take on b7, bishop b7,
Yes.
queen h6 check, king g8, take the knight on e6, and then take the bishop on b7. And you are 2 pawns up with a clear attack, and it's a mating attack actually here. So that is winning. But we come back to the
Mm.
eternal question. This is just f5. What about knight g5 on move number 1? After bishop h6, gh6, queen h6, knight g5. And you are saying my bishop is hanging. What should I do here? Remember. So what should you do here?
Yes, I remember. Just a second. I mean, it has to load on the. Hmm. I cannot.
Here you had found this move, um rook to b5, if you remember.
Yes, but I still. Oh, okay. Yeah. So rook to b5, but after that if he
So
goes
first f5 is the
f5,
main move, but
I
what if
still
he takes knight into e4? You had problems with that as well.
oh no, if he goes
Hmm?
knight takes bishop on e4,
Very
then rook
good.
comes to h5, and there are two
Excellent,
squares
excellent.
that
This you
he
had
cannot get away from.
seen before, or you saw it now?
No, I was previously if I went rook b3 to rook h3, then the h3 square
Control.
was
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
you know
So
guarded by
here
the
this is
bishop.
a
So
winning move. Rook
so
h5.
now I am seeing, but if he goes
Pawn f5. This is what
pawn
my opponent played. Now how do you continue?
f5, best. Yeah. So I think I'll go bishop bishop to d5
Okay.
check. Oh no, wait. Huh.
Bishop d5. How will he defend now? After bishop
So
d5?
bishop to d. He has to bring down. I mean, he will bring down the knight. So knight
Okay.
goes to f7. But again, we can do what we did before. We can take again on the
Yeah, but
b7
this time you can
pawn.
just go queen g6 check, no? And then you can at the very least just pick up on f7.
Yes.
That is already a completely better position for you. Um,
Right. But
so
okay.
yeah, f5, bishop d5 is,
Then queen goes to g6, and then we take
yeah.
the
What if bishop d5, rook f7? This is again one move which you have to consider.
bishop.
See, basically, when you are attacking, you have to look at all the opponent's possibilities. You cannot just say, okay, bishop d5, he will go only knight f7. No, he also has rook f7. The point of rook f7 is that f8 square is freed up for the king. So, king can at some point start running from there.
Right. But I can. I think I can. Yes. Can I kick out the knight from the
How?
g5 square? Like I'll push the
Very good.
pawn,
I think you are
push
becoming a
f4.
shrewd attacker now. So f4 or even h4 looks good. Even f4 is strong. But in the game, actually, in what I played here was rook e1 as white. And I asked black, what are you going to do now? There is absolutely no move that he can play. He's tied up completely, and I have h4, f4, so many threats in the position, and he resigned after rook e1. Like this was because the problem was, if I played h4 or f4 before rook e1, he would go knight e6, and my issue was that after knight e6, if I have to take bishop e6, queen e6, it's true that I am pawn up, but unnecessarily I have to do a lot of technical work. But if I play my rook to e1, then when he goes knight e6, I will take with my rook bishop e6, and I'll keep my bishop alive. That bishop is very important. So I played rook e1, and I went on to and he resigned here, so I won the game. But Erythro, do you understand this entire concept that I wanted to show you, of how while attacking you can never be a good attacker unless you spot all your opponent's possibilities. If you don't spot them, you will be like, oh, this looks good, this looks nice. But you see, when you took on h6, g h6, queen h6, there was rook e8, which you refuted with bishop h7 check, bg6, queen h7, queen f7. Then there was knight g5, which was the main move, but there was also f5. And to refute everything took you a lot of time and energy and effort. So my suggestion is, try to pick up any book and always look at the best moves for your opponent. Take any position, but make sure, I think this is your biggest problem. You can look at your attacking moves, but you are unable to see your opponent's best defenses. You are like, अरे opponent तो कितना कुछ कर सकता है, how can I see everything? My opponent can do this, he can do that. I am not obliged to see everything. But to become a good attacker, you need to see all the opponent's possibilities. And did you see how patient?
Could you recommend like a beginner's book?
No,
I'm
just
not
pick up
really
any
good
book. There are so many. Actually, you are pretty good. I wouldn't say you are bad, because I saw you looking at all these ideas. You were able to find them with some pushing. I had to push you. So I think one good book can be um, Woodpecker Method. It's a good book. You see this one here. Woodpecker Method is a nice book. It has 1100 positions, and you should try solving them. And the other one is, there are so many calculation related DVDs and books. Anything. So my central suggestion is, anything related to calculation, just pick it up and explore your mind. Like, in a position, try to make yourself suffer. Like, hey, this move may work. Hey, this move, what am I going to do if my opponent plays this move? What am I going to do if my opponent? Don't say, now I'm winning. Don't bring that attitude. Bring the attitude that I don't want to win, I want to find the best defense for my opponent. If you bring that attitude in you, you will never have any issues to become a good attacker. Okay, all right.
Yeah, great.
Erythro, thanks for coming on
Thank you so
stream.
much.
And I'm looking forward to you improving at chess, and then eventually making more chess sketches. Yeah, like you did for Vidit. That was beautiful. Please make some more of them
Thank you.
whenever you get time. All right.
Thank you
Take
so
care.
much.
Bye. Okay, that was pretty long, but I think it was important because there was so much that was happening with Erythro, and we needed to make sure, and I think a lot of you could also understand what was the problem. Okay, let's look at who's next in the room. I believe it is Harjaap Singh. What is wrong? One second. Am I doing something wrong here? Okay, Harjaap Singh, can you show us yourself? Can you switch on the camera? Hi Harjaap, can you? I can see you now, but you need to switch on your microphone. I can't hear you. Maybe go in the settings and. Yes, very well, very well, very.
Can you hear me now?
How are you, Harjaap?
Okay.
I'm very good, very very.
I'm good.
Where
How are
are
you,
you
sir?
from, and how old are you?
I am 25 right now, and I am from Delhi. I moved to the
Okay,
US
so you are
about
right now in the
3 years
US,
ago.
and it must be very late in the night, somewhere around 10 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken.
Nine, yeah, it's about 9.
It's
I'm in
9 o'clock,
California.
but still
About 9.
you are awake, and you're seeing this stream. So tell us about your chess. How
Yeah.
good are you, and what's your strength?
Yeah, so I am actually not good. I am. I used to play in school in Delhi. We used to play in Delhi State. We used to play in Delhi State. We used to play in North Zone. Mostly team competitions. I used to play. We qualified. Our team qualified twice. In the North Zone, and we won. I think we
Fantastic.
won Delhi State
So
once as well.
basically, you have a very good chess background
Yeah.
because when you are young, you learned chess and you are a
Yeah, I used to play. Actually, it's funny. I saw your interview
Mhm.
with Rishi Sardana. He's a I am now. He's switched his country to Australia. He was on
Fantastic,
my
and
team. He
he's
was the
very
best
close to
player on our
becoming a
team.
GM now. So, the,
Right, right.
right,
Yeah, he got
right.
his norm. I
So
heard
so
he got his
good. So
norm.
you
Yeah.
don't have a FIDE rating now, I believe.
Yeah, so when I started playing, actually I started playing really late. So I started playing when I was in 8th, ninth grade. So I did not because of studies and everything, I never got to, just like pursue it. But I was always like, my coach always used to say, you should just, try to gauge, get some time off and just play a FIDE rated tournament. And just about at that time I was like about 16, 1700. So I could have made it much, much better or something like that.
Okay, okay, fantastic. But right now you do not have. Harjap, can you say something? I just want to check if your sound is okay.
Yeah, hi, hello.
Yeah, it's good, but somehow
Yeah.
there is an echo. Is it because of me or just I'll just check. Ah, okay, there is a stream. Ah, I need to close this stream. One second. I'll just join you. I'll go outside the room and
Sure, no worries.
try to disconnect this. Yeah, let's go back here. Yeah, this is much better.
Yeah.
Now can you hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now it's perfect. Actually, there was another stream which was started. Okay, so so you didn't get your rating, and now how what's your problem right now as a chess player, and how can I help you?
So my prop like actually like I started playing recently. I saw Samay, I saw you guys, I saw Biswa. Maybe like I sort of I've been playing with all of my other teammates who are like in different parts of the world right now. But we've sort of still like have like a group kind of a thing. So we still keep playing like at least once or twice a month. So I just got into much more of a rhythm, and I just sort of felt like I'm more of like, I think of myself as a more of a positional player. I don't like take unnecessary risks or like, try a gambit or something, but I try to keep my position very closed and very like very sort of very complex in the middle game.
Okay.
So my question to you was that what kind of an opening, like I play the English of the four knights sometimes, even tried reti a few times, d4 also. But what do you think, and I don't have a problem with whites as much, but black I struggle a lot. So I used to play Scandinavian back in school, then I started playing just like I started playing c5. Now I've started playing knight off a little bit. I researched on it. Saw a few games, but I really want to know a very good, solid opening positionally from black.
Okay. Okay, let's try. So as you said, you are a positional player. You like to play it
Yeah,
solid, and
yeah,
sometimes when you choose a wrong opening for your style, you will take wrong
yeah.
decisions in that opening.
Right, right.
Because intuitively your sense is like I should play positionally, I should play solid chess, and then
Yeah,
sometimes in Najdorf, the main aim is that intuitively you have to be aggressive, you have to
yeah, yeah, yeah.
sacrifice material, you have to keep your king in the
Exactly,
center, and it
exactly.
doesn't work for you many times. So there are two ways to
Yeah,
approach
yeah,
this.
yeah,
One is that you say I need to improve my understanding of chess, which is like I am good positionally but I don't understand dynamics so well, so I'll improve my understanding and I'll become a good Najdorf player as well. um, this is a long term approach. This is much more for players who are very ambitious, and I recommend that because let's say they have more time and they have really lot of ambitions in chess. While if your aim
Right.
is like you can't devote so much time to chess, then your
Yeah.
aim should be to choose that opening which already fits in your comfort zone. So
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
would say that if someone is positional, then the first opening that comes to my mind is e4 e5, like play solid chess. And in general, I never used to like this opening with black, but I'm also a kind of positional player. But I realized that it's
Right.
so solid and it's so good. Like white cannot really blast through it, like white can never attack you. It's like white has to play steadily, you get your type of position, and of course if you make mistakes you can lose in any opening. But e4 e5
Of
is
course.
very solid. The thing which turns off many
Right.
people are two things. One is the symmetry. Even though you are a
Yeah.
positional player, you may not like symmetry. You will be like, "Arey, my pawn is
I
also on e4, his pawn is also on e5. I
yeah.
mean, sub same
Oh,
chal raha hai."
I like very like I like those games where like it's the 13th 15th move and no pieces have been traded, it's just like like it's sort of like just boiling down, like who get like I try to grind out my opponents, that in like before the end game I'm clearly like some kind of like a maybe I am winning on a piece or a pawn, or I have a better position or something like that, so I like to grind out in the middle game.
Hmm. True, but so e4 e5 is such a rich opening that you will get all sorts of positions in that.
Right.
Secondly, I would recommend is something on the lines of Karokan, because Karokan is very similar in some senses to Scandinavian, but just very much more
Right.
solid. Scandinavian runs this risk of being slightly unsound, although now Magnus plays it and it's been played at
Yeah. Yeah.
by many strong players.
Yeah.
Yet I would say he wouldn't try it much in a classical game. He plays it
Right.
in rapid and blitz. So e4 e5,
Yeah. Do
I have a nice course on it on our YouTube channel, which is opening
Okay.
series that I have started.
Okay.
So if you
For sure.
go from episode 12 basically,
Okay.
let me see if my screen share works this time, then I can show you on my screen. It hasn't been working today, the screen share. Now perhaps this time it worked. Can you see the screen?
I am. It says. Yeah. I can see myself. Yeah. I can see.
You
Yeah.
can see now. So
Yeah. I can see
this
now.
time it worked. Fantastic. Okay, so if I go to playlists and here openings, improve your opening series, this one. Here
Okay.
from day 12 onwards, improve your openings with
Okay.
Sagar, e4 e5 for black part 1. And there is
Okay.
part 2 3. Then we have a very strong Egyptian GM, first African who crossed 2700, Bassem Amin, who talks about the Breyer.
Okay.
Then I have the revising on Breyer. Then with it talks about the Italian and fighting the Italian gambits and the slow Italian. So basically from day 12 to day 19, that's
Okay.
close to roughly around 1.5 hour on an average. That's nearly 10
Okay.
hours of content. Not
Wow.
not not
That's a lot.
That's a lot, but I do it on streaming,
Yeah.
so it's more like sometimes I ask questions and then people answer, and so it's a
Right.
little bit slower
Right.
than someone just talking. Like if I was talking alone,
Yeah.
all of this could have been done
Yeah.
in 5 hours. uh, but I
Okay.
think if you just go through it like one each day, you
Yeah.
may start enjoying e4 e5. I personally have started liking it a lot, and I have seen good results for myself after a point.
Okay.
And if it doesn't work for you, then maybe after that you learn something new, because anyway e4 e5 is played by all the top players in the world, all the world
Of
champions,
course. Of
everyone
course.
plays, so it's a good opening to learn in general.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that would be my suggestion to you, to start
Yeah.
this. And basically a very good way to learn an opening very quickly. Do you play online?
Yeah. I play on Lee Chess. Yeah.
So whenever you are learning something, try to combine it by playing online. So you play online. opponent many of the times will go e4 against you, like at least 50% of your black games, and you play e5, and
Yeah.
although you don't know anything, you play it, and then
Yeah.
you will get smashed, you will lose, and then you go to
Yeah.
go to that video. Let's say he plays some Italian, or he played the Rui Lopez, you check it out, and that way is even
Yeah.
faster to learn, because it's personal. Like, you lost something, so you are like, oh, I need to
Yeah.
improve. How did I lose it? But if you haven't are not
Yeah.
playing it, you will be more like, ha, theek hai, kabhi to hoga, I don't know if this will happen in my game or not. But once it happens, it's very personal.
Completely understand. Yeah.
So online chess, along with learning and then analyzing where you can improve, how you can do it, would be very nice. I had a session with Vishnu yesterday, Grandmaster Vishnu Prasanna, who's one of India's top
Okay.
trainers, and he said, in order to start winning, you need to lose first.
Yeah.
And I think this is true for learning any openings. If you want to learn something which is tough, you need to be ready to lose some
Yeah.
games. Maybe your rating on online rating will come down, that's fine, but then you will
Yeah.
push it up again.
For sure. For sure. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sagar.
Harjap, it was
I
wonderful
appreciate.
talking to you.
For sure, for sure.
and
Thank you so much.
and
I just want to say, you've like with it, you Same have done a great job in just doing just bringing chess out to the people. And I did not play for like a year or 2 years or even more than that, and then I just started playing because I watch you guys almost every other day whenever I can get time, and
fantastic,
it's great.
wonderful.
Thank you so much.
I'm so glad that you are back, and I wish that once the situation of COVID normalizes, go out and play a tournament and get your FIDE rating. That would be nice.
For sure, for sure. I would like to do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would like to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take care,
All right.
Harja.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you, Sagar. All right. All right. Bye.
Okay, so that was Harjap. Very nice. I could share my screen. Everything was working fine. I'll keep it on. I'll keep it on so that the next person, Dharun can have a look at it as well. If I want to show him something. Dharun, can you hear me? Can you switch on your camera?
Yes, I can hear.
Aha, a youngster. Very nice. Dharun, I'm happy to see a young face. But there's too much light coming from behind. Can you like turn yourself to the other side so that suddenly we lost your sound? Is this yeah, now it's good. Good. Better.
Is this
Yeah,
okay?
perfect. Perfect. Where are you from? Where are you? I let
Just a minute. Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, sir.
Hi.
I've been waiting for a long time.
Glad that I could meet you. So Dharun, where are you from?
I'm
Sorry, your voice just went out. You're from
from Tamil Nadu.
Tamil Nadu. Where in Tamil Nadu do you live?
Chennai.
Chennai. Fantastic. And how old are you?
So,
You're 13. Okay. Okay. Fantastic. And how strong are you in chess?
not yet. I'm just playing.
Your voice is
And I'm about.
going and coming. I don't know if the mic works, but it's like I can hear a few words.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, better.
Yeah. Actually, I'm not playing. Not rated yet, but I'm playing online chess in chess.com.
Okay.
My rating is 1055.
Okay. And how can I help you to get it up further? What's your problem?
Yeah. Actually, whenever I'm playing as black, a fianchetto my dark squared bishop. When I exchange the dark squared bishops, he plays f6 and the queen comes to hit. Not able to stop the check
You're not able to stop the checkmate.
on g7.
Okay, so let's have a look. You can see my screen, yeah?
No, just a minute.
You should be able to.
I can
You
see.
should be able to. Yeah?
I can see.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to get you here. So what you are telling me is that if suppose what do you play? The dragon?
I play the modern defense
Okay, so
mostly.
let's say you play the modern. And now something like this.
Yeah, then I play knight f6 and immediately castle and strike on I.
Okay, what does your opponent do here?
He actually tries to exchange the dark squared bishops so that he can create weaknesses on the dark squares.
Okay. So one thing, first of all, let's try to understand. If he goes queen d2 here, I think you have a possibility of playing knight to g4.
Okay, yeah, supporting the h6 square.
Yeah, h6 square also attacking the bishop, and if he goes bishop
Okay.
g5, maybe h6, push the bishop off in the other direction, and I think castle and black should be okay in such a position like this, I feel. So instead of this, maybe he will start off with a move like f3, which is more aggressive in nature, and then when you castle, he will play queen d2, right?
Okay, he's preparing to long castle and attack over the
Yeah,
king
and this
side.
is your problem. Yeah, like if he goes bishop h6 and this then plays h4 h5 and tries to checkmate you, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
see,
So
see a
now
problem here.
what I would recommend you is always remember that when your opponent is trying for a flank attack, that he's trying to attack you like this, you should play in the, where should you play?
I think the queen side.
In the center. Okay, you should play it in the center. So if you play in the center,
Oh,
opponent would not have too much chance to attack you. Okay, so let's
okay.
try to find a move here which is kind of playing in the center. What would you play here?
I'll play e4 and I'll try to exchange the queen so that damage is
Okay,
minimalized.
e5. This is a good move. You are playing in the
Yeah,
center. You are doing the right thing. Suppose he closes the position with d5. Now what do you do?
don't have any idea, or else I don't have any idea here.
Think. Chess is a game of thinking. You need to think sometimes.
Can I play c6, attacking the d5 pawn and trying to open the center?
Sorry.
Can I try playing
Very
c6,
good.
like attacking
Very
the
good.
d
Very
pawn,
good.
trying to open the
You are
center?
you are very smart.
I'll be having two central pawns. I'll be having two central pawns for white's single e4
Yeah,
pawn.
absolutely. And this is the thing. When the opponent is beginning to attack you on the queen side, on the king side, sorry, here he wants to do this, you don't give him time. You start playing in the center. When you start playing in the center, he'll be like, oh, my pawn is hanging, oh, I don't have time. Suddenly your queen may, if he goes to h6, your,
Sir, but my opponent is like low rated and he doesn't care about pawns. What he wants is attack. So what should I do about
okay,
that?
so he will do bishop h6 here. In this position, he may go bishop h6. Now let's imagine that you take on d5. He takes back, and now you must create some more play in the position. Let's try to think. For example, he goes here. Let's say you take, queen takes, and you play knight to d7. Or what you can do is just develop anyway, like knight d7. He may take, he may play h4, suppose. What basic idea that I'm trying to give you is that your position is often pretty solid in such situations. Okay, so you do not need to fear. Your knight on f6 defends this pawn, and whenever he takes here, you can take back with the king, and whenever he plays h5 and takes on g6, you can take with the f pawn, so that there is no mating attack as such. I don't know, it's a very specific question that you ask, but what I would do generally is look at some games here. For example, in this position, I would look at some games by strong players like, let's say, Ivanisevic here, and try to understand as to how they would have played here. That would be, so take here, queen exchange, you have no problems with that. you are completely fine if the queens get exchanged. I would look at this game, Fedo CF, DE, long castle. Again, here when they attack, you try to play towards the center, you get your rooks in, take rook d8. I mean, this is generally, I remember one game which I can show you from my own practice, which may help you.
Shreya's almost day.
Sorry,
I almost see your streams, but I can't previous stream. GM Vishnu.
you see all of them.
I feel bored. I just previous stream so that I may get rated.
Okay, very good, very good. I think it was in Mumbai that I played here, and my opponent played something like you did, like. So I'm going to find that game to show you. I think it was the State Open. State Open, yeah, this one. So just so that you get an idea of how to play here. So I was black and I played somehow similar to you: d4, knight f6, knight c3, g6, bishop e3. And so what I started to do here was, when my opponent would play bishop e3, I would keep my bishop on f8. I wouldn't develop it to g7. The reason is, I know that my opponent wants to play bishop h6, so then when I take, I would lose a tempo because I've already played with g7. Again, taking means I would lose a move. But if my bishop is still on f8 and he goes bishop h6, I can take it in one move and save one important tempo. So I started to first play c6 with the idea of b5, try to gain more space. So he played f3, I went b5, he went queen d2, I played knight bd7, and here I have written bishop h6. Basically, me delaying bishop g7 was precisely for this move. So according to my logic, this cannot be good. So I took queen takes, and now I played the move queen b6, attacking the pawn here on d4.
Threatening.
Sorry?
Dislodge
Yeah.
them. Threatening.
Yeah, that's what I did. b4. He went knight c2. I played a5. And you see that actually my king is pretty safe here. It's not so bad. While I'm starting to attack here on the queen side. g4, a4. And now my attack is so strong that my opponent got scared and he went back. And then I played c5 and I played b3, a3, b into c2, queen into c2. And finally, it was a very, very rough game, but I managed to win this game. But you see, the point was that sometimes you can begin with d6, d4, knight f6, knight c3, g6. And when you think your opponent is coming this way, then you can keep your bishop here and you can start playing on the queen side immediately. Does it make sense?
Yes,
Yeah.
can you just give a shout out to my channel?
To your channel?
Chess Inc. Started a new channel a month back.
Chess Inc. Okay, let's see.
SINC.
Chess Inc. is your channel. This one? Okay, capture.
Actually, I'm creating videos on chess traps and gambits.
Hello chess friends, this is me Darun. Today I'm gonna teach you a deadly little chess trap called the Lasco trap. And plus, I have an interesting chess puzzle for you all. So stay tuned and keep watching chess.inc.
Okay, fantastic, Darun. This is very similar to chess talk, yeah? Like you see chess talk a lot? So
Actually, I used to see it earlier.
very nice. So I'll recommend all the people to subscribe to your channel Chess Inc. If you like Darun,
Thank you.
subscribe to his channel and try to make Dharun, try to make sure you teach people the right things. Okay, don't teach them wrong things. Yeah. Okay. Okay, very nice. Keep it up and see you soon. Okay, Darun left. His aim was also to promote his channel, and that he managed to do. Okay, good. Sid 16, are you there? Hello, hello. Is Sid 16 can't hear me? Sid 16, can you hear me? Maybe not. Or maybe now he can. I don't know. Sid, I'll wait for a few seconds and then. So, guys, I think we have met around 5 people today, or was it 4? And maybe it's the last one. So, you subscribed. Okay, Gurkirat Singh said subscribed. A lot of people subscribed to Chessing. Maybe it will inspire the youngster to create more content, and that's nice. And he made all these nice editing and all, which is very interesting. Aha, GM Vishnu Prasanna is live. Okay, okay. Let's first see if I can meet one more person, and then we'll see what GM Vishnu Prasanna is doing. I think I will ask Sid to come back next time. Let's see. Gautam Jaju.
भैया मैं आ गया हूँ डॉक्टर चिप्स
Gautam, can you hear me? Hello,
हेलो
Gautam. Can you hear me?
हेलो या आई कैन हियर यू
Can you switch off your sound from the YouTube video?
या 1 minute
And can you switch on your camera?
या
Okay, it's very dark. Aha, now I can see you. Gautam, you look like a streamer to me.
Hello? No, 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 no. I am
You're
not
not
a
a streamer.
streamer.
Are you a chess player?
Not like professional, but I play for like as a hobby. I
Okay, okay.
play.
Tell us a bit about yourself. How old are you? Where are you from?
So I am currently in 12th standard and will be giving the engineering entrance
Okay.
exam. And I'm feeling
Yeah,
very
yeah, no
nervous.
problem. It's just we are talking to each other and with some more people watching us. I would love to know more about your chess, how I can help you improve. So there's nothing to feel nervous about.
Yeah. So actually, when I was young, around 8 or
Hmm.
9, I was looking for an academy, chess academy, which I can where I can join and play and learn professionally. But in I live in Delhi, so I could not find a academy or something or a trainer which can
Who can teach you?
teach
Okay,
me
okay.
professionally.
Where are you
Yeah,
from?
yeah.
You said which place?
Actually, it's like somewhere, like he's from Kashmir, but in Hyderabad and living in Bombay. In the same way, I am from
Hmm?
Rajasthan, living in Delhi, but my whole family is in
Oh,
Hyderabad only.
really? So you are in Delhi
Yeah,
for your studies? So right
yeah,
now
for
you are
studies.
in Hyderabad, but
No, right now I am in Delhi. I will be giving my exams and will go back
oh,
there.
so right now you are in some apartment, or you are staying somewhere in a hostel.
No, no, no. Actually, I live with my family
Okay,
here only, but like we shifted some years back, and for some years, like shift of job for of my
okay,
father and
good, good, good.
stuff.
So how strong are you
Yeah,
chess wise right now? Do you have a FIDE rating?
yeah. No, I don't have a FIDE rating, but on chess.com, I'm 1500 on Rapid, And on leeches, I'm also 1300
Okay.
around.
Okay. So so what's your problem? What's
Yeah.
your chess issue?
So my chess difficulty is in the Scottish game like
Scotch.
e4, yeah, Scotch game e4 e5 knight f3, knight
Can
f3.
you see the board on the screen?
Uh, no, I cannot see the board on
It
screen.
should be. It should be. Just check.
Yeah, I
You can
can
see,
see.
right? So e4, e5, knight
Hmm.
f3.
Then I play knight f3. He play yeah. Actually I'm on the
Okay,
black
let's
side.
flip it.
So yeah. So now it plays bishop to uh, bishop to
Okay,
c4 c5
c4. Yeah.
c4. Yeah. So the problem is like here the threat is if he pushes the pawn on d of the
Hmm.
d2 pawn and tries the knight to come near the king like on
Hmm.
g5. So yeah, so then I do not have a defense for it, because if I now like in that process, if I now take out my knight to g knight to something like
Hmm.
f6, I cannot defend that square.
Okay. So this is a big problem
Yeah, so
for
I
you.
researched. Yeah, so I researched on it. So I saw that bishop f2 e7, that is Hungarian defense. You can play that, but after that I can like after this I do not have any plan. What should I do after
Okay.
this?
So I'm going to recommend you something more aggressive, which is bishop c5. Okay.
Okay.
And now, first of all, knight g5 is a bad move because you lose the knight.
Yeah, not now, after that pawn
So
push.
let's say he
Like
pushes the pawn
uh
here and you
yeah,
take.
yeah, this I can
And now you play this move. And do you know this is a very famous game?
um I don't know
No?
this
You
game.
don't know it? I'm going to show
uh
you one video which I'm sure you have seen it before. Okay? Have you seen this video before?
yeah, yes, yeah.
यूनियन की
Yeah,
प्लानिंग चल रही
obviously
है
everyone has
अदरवाइज सेम ओल्ड ग्रुप
seen
You've
this.
seen this video before and see what Carlson does here. So first of all, let's look at the game. E4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, bishop c5.
Yeah,
This is what I recommended. D4. See, the your worry was
yes,
actually
yes.
played by Magnus Carlsen. So now Vidit actually is thinking what to do.
And in like in the Tanmay's channel, he said that this is not the line which they usually play, and this was a
Yeah.
free pawn. So he thought for
And
some
now
time.
he
Yeah,
offered a draw, and this is the move that you are afraid of always, knight g5.
yeah,
But the world champion actually offers
yeah.
a draw. So what is the issue here? So let's try to see. So once knight g5, now this is where they drew their game, by the way. So now knight h6.
Yeah, in some games I tried that, but a knight going on the like on that side of the board, so this is not recommended
Yeah,
usually.
but
So
this is a special scenario. Why? Because white already wasted another move with his knight, and also he gave up a pawn. So in this case, this is not a bad move. Okay.
okay, okay,
If
okay,
if it was like you are playing unnecessarily knight on the side of the board, it's not good. He can even take with his bishop. But when your opponent moves his piece second time in the opening, he's also wasting time. So this is okay. And plus you develop next move you want to castle.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So now the line goes knight into f7, knight
Yeah,
into f7, bishop
king.
into f7,
Yeah,
king into f7, queen h5 check. And if I'm not mistaken, the right way to continue is king f8, I think. and then queen into c5, and then d6. And somehow, although you have lost your castling, you're quickly going to play your bishop out, queen. You're going to maybe go g6, king g7 if required. Maybe not g6, king g7 because there's bishop h6 check here. But you can somehow find some games here. You know what I usually do is I'll check some games and see if any good player what they have played and try to learn from that. So here, is king f8 the main move? G6 is the best move here. G6, and then usually they will take queen into c5, and then I will go d6. And
So,
yeah,
yeah. So how will be the king safe here? Because like it's more open on the open
I
side here.
understand, but you can put your
I
king on g7, get your rook out to f8 or e8, and then you can tuck it in on h8 or g8. You know, it will be safe. Also,
okay,
because
okay,
you have very active pieces, you know, your queen is coming in, your rooks are connected very quickly. So in that way, you don't have so much to worry about in this position. But also
okay,
remember
okay.
that bishop c5 is a very strong move here. And what I will recommend you is what I recommended uh, the the previous person on who came on our channel, Jagtap, I think. And I told him, look at my opening system. This is, sorry, this one. Improve your opening. Okay. And improve your opening. Go
Yeah,
to episode number 17 and 18 and 19. These three. These are all on e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, bishop c5. So first, Vidit speaks about Vidit speaks about this system with white, with black.
I don't recall
So
that.
so try to look at that system, and then I go on to cover the other openings, some gambits, some slow Italian over here. So I think it will.
yeah, yeah. I watched. Yeah, I watched Queen's Gambit video. Then I started to play that only. That
Okay, so
only
so so
that
try to have
opening.
a look at e4, e5 as well. I think don't
Yeah,
get
yeah,
see what happens is when you're afraid of something. You know, I'll give you an example like this. When people used to see comets in the sky, you know what a
yeah,
comet is? It's like
yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
flash of light that comes up, yeah? So they used to see it, they used to feel,
Yes.
oh, it's a sign by God. Now it's like some disaster is going to strike on earth. And they all used to be very
Hmm.
afraid because they didn't have the knowledge. So whenever you feel afraid of something, the way to fight it is knowledge. If you can get knowledge as to how to combat it, you will be able to overcome it. So e4, e5, what you are playing there, knight g5 is dangerous, but if you know exactly how to play it, you will never have trouble. So try to gain knowledge, look at these good videos, look at other things. You know, you can always go to chessbase india shop and try to get some more things on that those are paid things, but here on our YouTube channel you can get all these free videos and improve. Okay, but the
Yeah,
way
yeah.
to always
Can I?
fight fear is knowledge. You know, if you have knowledge, you fight fear.
Yes.
Okay,
Uh, yeah. Can I show you a game that like I trapped the queen of the opponent in 7 moves
really?
only. Like like it would not be like like it would not be a great thing for everyone else, but for for people playing at 1300 or 1500, finding that move was like I was
Okay,
very happy
let's
after
let's
that.
test our viewers with
Yeah,
that. Can you tell me the moves?
yeah. Wait, 1 second, I will show
Okay.
you. Actually, I mailed on chessbase india also the like the
Okay.
whole game, so that you could
The thing is, right now I may not be. So if you can tell me the moves, we can play it on the board.
yeah, I'm telling you.
Okay, guys, get ready. Gautam has a position for you to solve.
Actually, I have a dot PG and
which you
file.
can't open.
Yeah, I I can open. I guess this is the D4
Okay, you are
D5.
white.
Yeah, D4 D5. C4 BF5.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, C4 BF5. Third is knight C3, knight
Okay.
F6, knight F3, bishop E7,
Okay. No, knight f.
bishop F.
But the pawn is still on e7, no?
Uh, I said knight C3, knight F6, then knight F3, bishop E7,
Yeah, but the pawn. So can you go from the first move, d4? Yeah,
D4 D5, C4
yeah,
bishop F5, knight C3, knight
yeah.
F6, knight F3, bishop E7. I guess this is not
e6
possible.
maybe you want to play first.
Yeah, E6. Yeah, yeah. And second move was E6. Sorry,
Second
sorry,
move was
sorry.
e6, not knight f6, perhaps. Or
No,
bishop,
yeah.
not bishop f5,
E
was e6.
E6. 1 minute. The actually I have that
Okay, okay.
.pgn file, and can I share the screen?
Yes, I think so. No one has done it, but you have sent it to Chessbase India.
Yeah, yeah. Should I share my screen like for
One
you?
second. I'll if you can share, then yes. But I got the game. Gautam Jaju. Okay, I'm going to try and see it and then open it from here. Okay, so joshing, that's the game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so second move was e6, then you went knight c3, knight f6, knight f3, bishop e7, bishop f4, castles, e3. But it's not 7 moves, yeah, it's a lot of moves. E3, knight d7, c5, knight h5, right? This is the game. Bishop d3,
Yeah.
b6, b4, a5.
I guess I said send the wrong
You sent the
file
wrong file.
also. This is yeah, yeah.
This
This
is
is
not the
not the
game.
game. It wasn't. No, 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 no,
Okay, so if you
no,
can
no.
send me the right file, then maybe I can show it in the next session.
Yeah, I will mail you the
Okay,
right
sure.
file.
Okay, Gautam. And
Yeah, also, thank you very much for doing this, like doing this series and everything. Like, I would be very happy if I had a teacher like you. A teacher like you only helps a student to excel in anything.
thank you,
Yeah,
Gautam.
I'm
Very
very
nice of you to say
like,
this, and you have a teacher like me, that is me. So basically you can always stay in touch. You can write to me on the email. Right now, last few days have been very busy for me, so I have been unable to respond, but I'll sit down and
yeah, I
I'll
understand
respond
that.
to
Yeah,
all the emails soon. But thanks a lot for joining today, and keep working on chess, okay, and keep
thank,
improving. If you have any questions, anything, reach out to me or to other people who are there on the stream. There are many good players in the stream. Like if you saw today in the first, we had Shiv Shom, who's close to 2200 rating. So whenever you have such questions, ask them. We have a nice community on Discord as well, so you can ask some questions and improve there. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Sure, sure.
okay, good. So, Gautam, it was very nice meeting you, and all the best for your 12th exams.
Thank you, thank
Okay.
you, thank you.
So, that was today. I think we met around 5 or 6 people. I'm not sure how many, but it was very nice to see all of you today. Rohit Katta says, who is the highest rated player you played? Let me check in my database of games. I think the highest rated player I have played is with uh, Vishwanathan Anand, but in a Simon. On one, it was Yuri Krivoruchko 2688 with the white pieces. and Nihua 2693 with the black pieces. So 2693 is the highest, but I've played Vishy Anand when he was 2792, but it was a simul, so nothing much there. So I want to thank all the people who watched this show, and I hope you got something out of it. It's like, when you see someone else's issues, when you see someone else's problems, you can learn from that experience, you can get better. And so that's what I would also want you to do. uh, and today we have a stream with Surya Shekhar Ganguly, where he teaches the art of doing nothing, with, and I think it will be close to around what time we had actually done at 5 p.m. uh at 5 p.m. it was, but I think Samay has a stream at the same time, so we would like to do it at 3 p.m. And I will just check it out at 3 p.m. If it is going to happen, I'll schedule the show, and if you can guys can join in, that would be wonderful. Okay, Anadi Yadav, thank you so much. Shiv Shom says, can you suggest a line against e4, c5, and f3, g6? Shiv, maybe you can look at c4. That looks like good to get Maroxypine, or you can also look at d4, cd4, queen d4 in that position. Mayur Gondalekar, thank you so much, Mayur, for joining in. Andrew Kabir, I have a doubt, sir. I was again in the queue but could not join. Andrew, you can just join in a little bit early, like at 7 a.m. Maybe you would be ahead in the queue and then you could come in. I'm sorry if you couldn't make it. And yes, we all of you were suggesting that Vishnu is online, then please go over to Vishnu's channel and learn from him. Please don't write Sagar OP or anything like that. I don't think there is anything to be OP about that. You just go there and learn from him. His channel, if you can just put in the link in the, I'll put the link of the video, so you guys can go there and learn the art of calculations. No need to mention that you are from this channel. Just learn from him, become better players. All right, and I'll join you guys today afternoon, and then we'll be soon back, very soon. Take care. Bye bye.